The engines on Sodor proudly stand the test of time. Despite the age and wear, they work hard to do their best. One evening, Henry returned to the sheds to find James feeling sorry for himself.
I'm getting old. I can't get about like I used to. It's all right for you younger ones, but my wheels are getting stiff.
Edward, Gordon, and Henry had all been on the Fat Controller's railway longer than James, but they didn't say so. At last, Henry tired of James's complaints.
Oh, poor old Groaner. It's no use just sitting there moaning. Why don't you tell the Fat Controller that you're past it?
But James didn't like that idea. Not all old engines, so he had heard, were preserved. Some, they said, were sold for scrap. James shuddered. He decided not to take a chance on it. The night goods left the big station at midnight. Usually, one of the Fat Controller's diesel engines pulled it, but Bear was away, and Boko was being mended. James had to take it instead, and he grumbled more than ever.
All this extra shunting, it's sure to wear me out.
2 days later, an inspector came to the shed.
People who live near the yards are complaining. They say there's a sort of groaning noise which keeps them awake.
I don't remember hearing anything, though we were there until midnight.
That's right. That's when they say it stopped.
Ha! It's probably only James, moaning and groaning about extra shunting.
Oh, shut up. If you had to shunt at night, you'd moan and groan louder than anybody.
That night, James's driver and fireman listened carefully.
It is you, James. Your brake blocks aren't holding your wheels properly, and when they rub against each other, they make a groaning sound.
The Fat Controller did not want complaints to tarnish his railway's reputation, so he made a plan that was swiftly put into action.
Donald and Douglas, you'll have to take turns on the midnight goods until the diesels come back. And James, you must have your brakes seen to at once.
Huh, leave it to the experts. Experts, eh? You're no expert. Oh, do not fuss yourself. I have more experience in one rivet than you've seen in your entire life.
James was pleased at not having to pull the night train, but his nickname of Old Groaner stuck for several weeks afterwards. He even began to feel that it might have been better to be doing the shunting instead. While Thomas was away at York, Percy looked after Annie and Clarabelle and took most of Thomas's trains. Daisy ran the fast one, which connected with Gordon's Express at the junction. This made her feel very important. Toby was in charge of the goods trains that ran down to the harbor. He enjoyed that. His stone trains were dealt with by Mavis, the diesel belonging to the quarry company. One day, snow on the other railway had delayed the train from London, so Gordon's Express was late too. While Daisy was waiting for him at the junction, a blizzard spread across Sodor. Huge white flakes whirled all around, and her driver was worried. Daisy wasn't.
Oh, what fun! The other engines don't like snow, but I think it's magnifique, and I've got the rails to guide me, so it wouldn't dare give me any trouble.
Her driver was not so confident.
Daisy hasn't got the weight a steam engine has. She can't push her way through. And we all know how Thomas got stuck, don't we?
Don't we ever? He's told us often enough.
At last, Gordon arrived.
The thought alone is disgraceful. Engines frightened over a bit of snow. Have they any consideration for the timetable, the railway's reputation, or better yet, my services? And what are your thoughts on the galling inconvenience more commonly referred to as snow?
Oh, I think it's no problem at all. In fact, one might say it's snow problem. But yes, a few flimsy flakes can't stop me.
Oh, quite right. Well done. But I'm late. I haven't time to gossip. Goodbye, Daisy.
He puffed importantly away.
No problem.
Daisy started confidently, but as they turned towards the valley, the sky darkened and then was completely blotted out by whirling snowflakes.
Oh! I don't like this.
Neither do I. We can't see where we're going.
They stopped at the next signal box, and Daisy's driver went to talk to the signalman. They came back looking glum.
There are deep drifts ahead, I'm afraid. We can't get through.
That's right. It'll be difficult, but Daisy will try and get you to the next station. Somehow.
If we're lucky.
They weren't. Before they had gone far, Daisy began to feel ill.
I can't breathe properly. I'm practically suffocating.
The snow has blocked your air intake, I expect.
The driver cleared it. But it was soon clogged again. Daisy could go no further. She felt like bursting into tears.
I would cry, but then my mascara would freeze to my face.
The driver got down again and trudged to the signal box to telephone for help.
Well done. You managed to get further than I thought you would.
Daisy felt more miserable every minute. Even her driver couldn't cheer her up.
They promised to rescue us, but goodness knows how they'll do it.
They waited and waited, but no help came. The snow drifted higher and soon piled all round Daisy. Suddenly, she heard a whirring noise from above.
Oh no! It can't be another blizzard!
Daisy was right. It wasn't another blizzard. It was Harold the helicopter. He dropped hot drinks for the passengers, and when they were feeling better, he lifted them one by one into himself, using something Daisy could only describe as
Some sort of chair thing.
The passengers went to the airfield, where they were looked after until they could reach home. Harold couldn't help Daisy. It was a cold, miserable week before Toby rescued her. She doesn't think snow is magnifique now.
Not too long ago, Toby the tram engine discovered an old mine on a secluded part of the island. Hidden in the mine was a little old engine named Bertram, and before he was found, was considered a ghost that haunted the valley. Well known for his unwavering bravery, he's affectionately referred to as the Old Warrior. Bertram was swiftly returned to service, and Toby asked if he could leave the branch line for a few days to see how he was getting on.
Hey, let me through. Beauty before age.
Oh, calm down, Daisy. We're all getting to where we're going eventually. Hello. You look exhausted, Percy. What's the matter?
I've had enough of the old warrior parading around the yard like he's the poet of the century. He's impossible.
Poor engine. Looks like I'll have to investigate for myself.
Toby arrived, the mine junction was busier than ever. Engines, large and small, bustled to and fro with their heavy loads bound for the harbor or factories far away. Toby was very excited and rang his bell proudly as a greeting to the others.
Good day, everyone!
Here we go! Forward! One wheel forward! Ha ha ha! Glory! This persistent clanking is music to my wheels. Look sharp! Onwards! That's the way! Ha ha! Never give up, never surrender. Let's keep those pistons pumping. Charge!
Oh
Every
my.
day is worth another wheel.
He's certainly rambunctious, to say the least.
He's a mugger nuisance, that's what he is. He has the heart of a warrior in his firebox. But his enthusiasm is a little excessive.
I'm sure he means well, but the yard's not fond of him. Duke absolutely loathes him, and Scarloey told me that he keeps them up all night in the shed babbling about adventures and wordplay and whatnot. I do agree, Donald, though, that he can be a bit expressive.
Oh, that's probably an exaggeration.
I've never dealt with ballast wagons. I've heard they're the worst. The freight cars don't usually play tricks on me though, so I can manage.
Famous last words.
Yes indeed, Molly. Duck is quite right. Keep a level smoke box. You can never be too careful, and I know that from experience.
Really? Did something like that ever happen to you?
Ha ha ha. Well, hopefully there isn't an engine still in steam that remembers my first derailment, but that was decades ago. I once had an acquaintance who was surely the worst of them all.
Haha, I love Duke's stories. Dreadfully biased, yet delightfully entertaining.
What was that, Duck?
Nothing, my friend. Do tell.
Well, the engine's name was Smudger, a little green engine who never listened to advice. He derailed often, and couldn't care less about what anyone thought about him. And on one particular day, he caused a great deal of trouble.
Oh, my aching boiler! What a lovely design flaw. An awful place for a set of buffers, but hey, I'm no architect. Am I bleeding? Jeez Louise, do I do that? I think I'd faint at the sight of blood. Don't like to think that there's stuff going on the inside. Gives me the willies.
Smudger! Are you alright? What happened?
Oh, hey Dookie, I'm fine. Life's just a bed of roses and I'm just covered in debris looking fancy.
Sarcasm doesn't suit you, Smudger. I suggest you tell me what really happened. That way I can vouch for you when manager comes.
Dookie. It was a mess. Honest mistake. I promise I was being careful. You know me, old-timer.
It was at this moment when I finally lost patience. I was prepared to set Smudger straight before the manager would find more reason to...
Hello! Good tidings, everyone! I couldn't help but overhear this profound exchange of tales from years long since past. Might I lend an anecdote or two to this thoughtful gathering? I'm rather fond of storytelling, don't you know? My love of words seeing no bounds.
Be quiet! I'm trying to tell a story!
Oh, come on now, don't be that way. It's been a long day's work. It's been grueling, glorious, gallant, graceful, geometric, gregarious...
Impudent scallywag! Settle down and stop making a blasted fool of yourself!
Never give up, never surrender. It's great to be in steam. Look sharp, everyone. We shall work harder than ever before. Achieve, persevere. Never give up, never surrender. That's the way. Never give up, never surrender. Let's keep those pistons pumping. Charge! Every day is worth another wheel's turn. Glory, triumph, victory is before us. Don't let up. Seize every opportunity.
Shut
That's
up!
the way it's done.
Have you gone insane? Just give us all a moment's peace, please.
Oh, I can't take it anymore. Beg pardon, Bertram, but if you don't calm down, someone's bound to take you right back where you came from.
I wish they could all see what a really useful engine he is. He has a passion for work. That's something that he should be respected for.
The next evening, Toby was preparing to set off for home. He had spent the day working near High Tower, an old landmark where the new mine was built. Toby was still very tired, and was content resting by the water tower while his driver and fireman went off to find a newspaper and some coffee.
I'll see you two later. Enjoy your coffee. Maybe I'll doze for a bit while you're gone.
Just when Toby's crew was out of sight, Donald was shunting some freight cars into a siding. Quite expectedly, the cars were being reckless, and the cavalcade smashed through the bumpers and into the supports of High Tower.
Bossman, buffers!
The ancient tower shook violently, and it was about to topple at any moment. Toby was very frightened. Donald couldn't rescue him. He had derailed after his accident. Toby cried desperately for assistance.
Someone must get help quickly!
Never fear. As much as I enjoy being fashionably late, I believe a rescue is in order as soon as possible. Hang tight, my dear Toby. I shall have you out of there in no time. A jiffy, you might say.
The workmen acted fast and attached Toby to Bertram with strong chains. Bertram, determined, prepared to pull Toby out of harm's way. Struggling hard, he began to heave with all of his might.
Never give up, never surrender, huzzah!
Are you serious? A little engine like that could never pull an engine like Toby.
I'm sure you'll see, my Caledonian friend, that this little engine has the heart of a warrior in his smoke box.
Good.
That engine being I, Bertram, of course. That was the most strenuous, precarious, and downright thrilling situation since, well, probably yesterday.
You saved my life, Bertram. You truly are an old warrior.
It was nothing, old friend. You save me, I save you. It works wonders that way, doesn't it? Anything for a friend. A friend in need, a friend indeed, after all. Now, back to the mines. We certainly have a lot of work to do. Huzzah!
Toby smiled broadly as Bertram puffed out into the distance. He would no longer have to worry about his little friend any longer. Bertram was a hero and an invaluable asset to the railway. It simply went without saying that the rowdy old warrior had certainly lived up to his name.
The island of Sodor is a haven to several remarkable locomotives. Engines, diesel or steam, work night and day to keep the island running smoothly. It is a truly captivating place, full of wonder and adventure. You would know, of course, that even if you traveled the four corners of the world, there isn't any place quite like it. And there is no better example of that description than Thomas the Tank Engine's famous branch line.
Good morning. That's an alarm. Excuse me, sir, but what's the matter?
The river bridge supports have been horribly mangled, and Daisy is broken down. Thomas, you'll have to rescue her and her passengers, please.
Absolutely. We have no time to lose.
Picture and all that.
I was at the coaling plant when I got the call. What should we do, Thomas?
The workmen will give us our instructions. Then we can save Daisy.
The workmen fastened some strong chains to Rosie and Thomas. Serving as anchors, they were going to pull Daisy and her train to safety. The bridge was in danger of collapsing, so any extra weight could compromise the rescue.
The engines kept a safe distance, and Daisy was uncoupled from the milk tanker to ease the tension of the chains. Thomas could then pull Daisy in first, and then Rosie would follow suit by reeling in the rolling stock.
Hold still. The milk will turn to butter if you keep shivering like that.
Oh, thank God for small favors. That could have been a little smoother. Very inconsiderate to an elegant diesel rail car, to say the least.
Then it was Rosie's turn. She had to rescue the remaining rolling stock.
Don't worry, Thomas. Fizzling fireboxes, I lost it!
Oh well, at least everyone is safe.
3 cheers for Thomas the Tank Engine. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Alright, shut up! Aren't you forgetting about the guard who was in the brake van when the train fell into the river? I'm getting pneumonia over here. Anybody care enough to fetch me a towel or something?
Oh, yeah. Oops. Get the man a towel, Frank.
Later that day, Rosie had made the mistake of spending the evening at Titmuth with the other branch line engines. The Fat Controller was congratulating Thomas for his brave efforts.
You set the example for my railway once again, Thomas. I am thrilled. You will be given a new coat of paint as a reward, as well as a much-needed visit to the works. You will feel as good as new after your recent adventure.
Thank you, sir. That will be nice.
Now, the milk has taken an unfortunate detour this morning, so Percy, you'll have to go and fetch another train immediately.
Nice going, Rosie. I never get a moment's rest.
That's enough, Percy. Now, Rosie...
He paused impressively.
After today's events, I think you are in need of change. I know you've been enjoying yourself on the branch line, but I think a new environment may lift your spirits. The accident was unfortunate, but there's no use crying over spilled milk, is there?
Oh, I can't believe you just said that.
I found it an excellent play on words, if I do say so myself.
Well, you just keep telling yourself that.
The junction near Great Waterton is a budding epicenter of important supplies and resources. I think it would be nice for you to work with the narrow gauge engines in the mines and forests in that area.
And with that, the Fat Controller walked away.
Oh dear, I've never felt this low before.
Oh, you poor dear. Perk up. I'm sure everything will work out in the end.
It'll be an adventure, I guess. Then I'll be able to rebound again.
The next morning, Rosie watched Thomas set off for the works before she was due to leave for the transfer yards.
Oh, he's so brave. I wish I could be more like him. An example for the whole railway. I could never be like that. A hero or
An enterprising engine.
What?
An enterprising engine. Imaginative, resourceful, adventurous. A true asset to the railway.
Oh, but I'll never be like that. Thomas
is a wonderful engine, but every engine has its day. Remember that, Rosie. Just be sure to trust yourself, and you'll be golden.
I hope so.
Rosie found the courage to travel to her new workplace and was greeted by the warm hospitality of the narrow gauge engines.
Why, hello there. My name is Sir Handel, and this is...
Bertram, the old warrior at your disposal, miss. Welcome, greetings, great tidings, aloha. What art thou
Shut up, Bertram. Miss, my name is Duke, and I welcome you to our ever-so-humble transfer yard.
A pleasure to meet you all. When do I start work?
At my command, dearie. You are a very welcome visitor.
Yes, indeed, but welcome as she is, we have a lot of work to do. Let's hop to it, shall we?
This is a very wonderful part of the island of Sodor. Lots of hidden places still unexplored. I found an old line not too long ago with a gunpowder warehouse from the old days. Some of the results were not that pretty. There's lines all over, like Great Waterton, that are waiting to be explored.
Thomas discovered Great Waterton a few years ago. It was wonderful. The whole island helped restore the old town to hold a huge celebration.
And with a lot more activity around here, I tell you what, there are still mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Perhaps you'll have an adventure one day. Eh, Rosie?
Oh no, I could never. I'm not that brave.
Oi, neither am I. My adventure was a complete accident. My buffers still ache when I think about it.
The next day, Rosie brought some supplies to the lumberyard. She had been selected for bridge repair work due to a recent storm that had struck Soda. The foreman began to address her grumpily.
Since I have very few resources at my disposal, I must send you to take some wood to help repair the foundation of this old bridge. Like I care. Hardly matches the scenery anyway. Stupid bridge.
Why do you hate the bridge so much? It's just a bridge.
Steel company squared the contract. He wanted the lumber company to build a bridge.
Oh, forget I asked. I'll be right on that, sir.
You better, or I'll see to it that the tallest spruce in the forest flattens that ridiculous smile of yours permanently.
I reckon you might want to spend a good few minutes listening to some of that stuff that comes out of your mouth.
Be off with you, you star-spangled twit. You have plenty of work to do. Now return to your duties or I'll...
Construct an idle and utterly ridiculous threat that is hilarious at your expense and doesn't really mean anything.
Get back to work!
Here you go, everyone. All the supplies needed to make this bridge safe and sound.
Thank you, dear. Much obliged.
Oh, I thought the bridge was closed for repairs.
It was, but these parts are the finishing touches. We've established a speed limit not too far up the line, so I'm sure nothing will harm it.
That's good to hear.
Just when does that happen?
Oh dear, are you alright, Rusty?
I think so. I just don't know what happened. My front wheels rose above the rails for a second and then... Oh no, oh no, oh no, help me!
Oh no, Rusty! The bridge is about to collapse!
The embankment's too weak. We should have known that was unstable. That's what the supplies were for.
Rusty, I heard a commotion and I came as soon as I could. What happened?
The bridge is going to collapse.
I can't pull you away, Rusty. The track isn't aligned. The rails have been torn apart.
Someone must save him! But how?
Well, there has to be a way. There has to be!
Well, there's certainly a will, and I'm more than willing to be rescued.
I've got it!
Really?
Wow, that was quick.
Tie that cable to me. If I can carefully pull the bridge over, I can make the rails align so Scarloey can pull Rusty to safety.
But what if you pull the bridge too far out and it topples over? It could take you with it, mind you.
It's a risk I'm willing to take. Now hurry!
Rosie shunted her freight cars away and was soon attached to the bridge with strong chains and began to pull with all her might.
Closer, closer.
Oh, it's so heavy. Fizzling fireboxes.
You can do it, Rosie.
Holy cowcatcher, what's going on?
Can't talk. Must keep pulling.
Toss me a line, let me help.
No, there's no time. I'm so close.
She's got it!
Don't worry, Rusty. I'll have you out of here in no time.
Hold her steady.
Quick, it's about to fall!
Reverse, quickly! I'm still attached!
Snap it before the bridge crushes you.
Thank you, Rosie. You're a hero.
A cunning rescue you've devised. Great work, Rosie.
Oh, you are all too kind. Thank you. Thank you.
I must say, little lady, you got a lot of fight in you. Never would have expected such a sweet little face to pack a wallop in a pinch. That was brilliant.
Rosie had never been happier. She no longer felt like she was in Thomas's shadow. She had discovered her own identity. An adventure to remember, a daring rescue, and the company of good friends had given her purpose. Her perspective, you may find, has changed quite a bit.
I've spent all my soda years wanting to be someone I'm not. And I guess now that I've been through so much, I think I know who I really am. I'm my own engine. Sure, Thomas will always be one of my greatest role models.
But perhaps, little lady, it's about time you stopped and looked around a bit and realized what a useful engine you are, in your own way.
And for Rosie, that simple realization has made all the difference.
Rusty, the little diesel, takes great pride in maintenance work. It shows, too, as the Skarloey line is always kept in pristine condition.
Ow! Ow!
Most of the time.
Well, we'll take care of that bramble later.
Hello, Rusty!
A perfectionist at heart, Rusty can work a little too hard. The time spent taking care of the line was time that could have been spent taking a much-needed rest.
Phew, I got to slow down a little.
Feeling great discomfort, Rusty came to a standstill at a farm near Strawberry Grove.
Oh, bother! Not now!
Don't worry, Rusty. I'll try to see what's the matter. For now, see if you can find a phone.
I can hardly find a phone. I'm an engine. I'm static. Oh.
After an initial lookabout, Rusty saw a strange-looking windmill towering above the field beside them.
Oh, that must be new. I've been staring at the track so long that I've hardly kept track of anything else.
Well, you'll have plenty of time for that now, old boy. I'll ask that farmer if we can make a call.
Sooner than expected, Bertram arrived on the scene with great alarm.
Noble Rusty! I was deeply distressed to hear that you have been marooned, isolated, forsaken in this desolate wasteland.
Oh, Bertram, it's only Strawberry Grove.
Yes, but you have been damaged, on account of your own awe-inspiring assiduousness, I suspect.
Hey, I guess I'm just worn out. Thanks for coming to the rescue anyway, Bertram.
Any time, Rusty. 'Tis nothing but chivalry, after all. To be chivalrous, one must be courteous, courageous, capable, cordial, constant, calculating, and...
The list goes on. Bertram, I didn't mean to cut you off, but could we get on with it?
Yes. Onward!
Upon his safe return to the depot, Rusty asked Mr. Hugh about the strange-looking windmill.
They're called wind turbines. When those big blades spin round, they generate clean energy that we can use.
Oh wow, that's mental.
Good tidings to you, Rusty! I'm sorry to hear that you have been laying waste once again, Toby.
To be repaired, Bertram. I'm being repaired.
Yes, right. But do not fret. I, Bertram, the old warrior, will make things right on your account. Mark my words, I will restore this realm to its former glory. I will refurbish our dominion to capture its unimaginable splendor. Like you before me, my master stroke will...
So you'll be taking on the maintenance work in my absence?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I guess you better hop to it then.
Of course. Farewell, my liege, and know this. To surrender dreams, this may be madness. Too much sanity may be madness. And maddest of all, to see life as it is, and not as it should be.
Phew. Charming fellow, but I prefer him in small bursts.
Well, look who's up and at them. I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well.
Oh, that's alright, Scarloey. As long as you're on well-kept rails, I can hang tight for a bit.
If it's any consolation, I'm looking forward to my next run. You've done a terrific job as always.
Oh, please let me know what the passengers think. I've spent ages on that line.
Of course, Rusty. I'm sure you get a glowing review.
You're clear to leave, Scarloey.
That little diesel has done it again. The line is spotless and there are hardly any bumps. Oh!
Oh! Ow! Ow! I miss Rusty already.
Scarloey took the passengers on a splendid outing. The ride was smooth and the scenery exquisite. In the end, however, the passengers could only harp on one thing.
That turbine! Such dreadful placement.
Indeed. Hideous.
I used to enjoy passing through the grove, but that wretched pillar takes me out of it.
Oh dear.
So, how did it go? What did they say?
Even kind Scarloey couldn't hide the fact that the newfangled source of energy had become a newfound source of contention.
I was just looking forward to... I didn't plug away on our line just so passengers can gripe about one windmill. Can't they appreciate my hard work?
Passengers? Appreciative? Okay, yeah, sure.
Forget about it.
Well, I wish they would stop complaining.
Rusty, you're adorable. Passengers always complain.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, they're just silly. The windmill is there to be really useful.
Quite so! Not unlike you, Rusty, a true artisan of the railway. Indeed, I have been patrolling the line in your absence with impeccable scrutiny, but I could never match your...
Thank you, Bertram.
Your commendable awareness. Indeed, your lack of involvement has left you distraught, but you are a very resourceful diesel engine and dear friend. You shouldn't let such petty words fester in your radiator when we all know you are a class act.
No, please.
And in response to the recent events, I shall quote, "For neither good nor evil can last forever, and so it follows that, as evil has lasted a long time, good must now be close at hand."
Oh, shut up, Bertram.
Coming from Rusty, no one had ever heard that one before. The sheds became quiet, and Bertram could only worry about his friend. He was still worrying the next day, when he and Mr. Hugh were patrolling the line. Rusty's repairs had been completed, but Bertram had offered to do one last run.
I will make things right. Whatever wronged Rusty will be quashed thoroughly.
What was that? See anything, Bertram?
Bertram noticed a jagged rail had freed itself from the sleepers. The severed line now aimed directly at...
Oh, 'twas nothing, Mr. Hugh. I believe 'twas a loose stone. Do you see yonder, friend pig? The hulking giant. I intend to slay it.
All right. Come on, Bertram. Rusty will meet us at the quarry so we can swap jobs.
When Bertram arrived at the quarry, he left the works train on a siding and roamed the yard in a frenzy to assemble his train.
The handle!
What is it, Bertram?
Giveth me thy trucks.
Can't argue with that.
Freddy, I will take those off you.
Okay.
Mighty Mac, I am here to relieve you of your duties.
Oh, sure thing.
Whoa. Hey. Aren't you gonna let me weigh in on this?
No.
Bertram, are you sure taking all these trucks yourself is a good idea?
Certainly. On this very day I will vanquish an impossible adversary. The spinning blades of wickedness shall fall. The ruthless slander against my friend's efforts will cease to be. Hear this. You will reap in the glory and honor of this endeavor now and forever, dear Rusty.
Wow, why was Bertram taking all of those trucks in one go?
Apparently, he's on some sort of gallant quest to restore your honor.
You know, the usual.
All that slate can't possibly be needed for one trip. Did he say where he was going?
Oh, I don't know. Something about vanquishing the Blades of Glory.
The Blades of... Oh no, Bertram! I have to stop him before he...
Wait!
What?
We ought to be respectful. If Bertram wants to go gallivanting off on some ill-conceived battle charge, we should let him. I think it's how he'd want to go out.
Oh, I don't have time for this.
The line from the quarry was a straight shot to Strawberry Grove, and Rusty was in hot pursuit of Bertram's crazy cavalry.
Onward, trucks! Onward to victory!
Yes, Bertram, yes! Onward!
Andre!
Bertram, what are you doing? You're taking too many trucks!
Why, dear Rusty, hello! Destiny guides our fortunes more favorably than expected. Look there, my friend, and see that wild giant with whom I intend to do battle and vanquish!
Giant? What giant?
It was at that moment Rusty realized that Bertram's plan involved turning himself into a battering ram and decimating a local wind farm.
What you see over there is not a giant, it's a wind turbine!
Obviously you don't know much about adventures.
Obviously, you're taking this too far! Stop this now!
Thou hast seen nothing yet!
Bertram, look out!
Ow! Oh, hey!
I ought to complain about this, but he keeps me young.
He's lost his mind.
Long before this day, got it! Slow him down, Rusty, before he...
Oh, terribly anticlimactic.
Bertram, this was completely mental. Those blades would have slashed your boiler wide open. Why did you think you could take on a turbine?
Admittedly, it was the fires within my own heart that spurred the hunt. Alas, I could not restore your honor, Rusty. I have failed.
My honor? Oh. Let's take a step back. Bertram, I never should have snapped at you like I did. I lost patience. What those passengers said didn't matter.
I just wanted you to feel appreciated.
Well, oddly it does make me feel like I'm appreciated when you are willing to go to such ludicrous lengths to express it. You'll always be there for me, Bertram, and I'll always be there for you whenever you gratuitously endanger yourself in the attempt to be there for me.
It truly is the honourable thing.
It is indeed.
Driver, get me a handkerchief.
At the end of the bout, chivalry was alive and well on the Skarloey Railway, and Rusty mended something he never could have expected. Perhaps, in a certain light, the honorable path may appear like lunacy, but for the right reasons it always seems justified. The crusade had ended, the day was done, and the world they knew spun on and on and on, and again and again and again.
That's mental!
Maybe don't use that last take.
Indeed. Hideous.
That turbine, such dread. Ooh, this is I'll do it in James' voice, you know, because I think people might like it. That turbine, such dreadful placement.
He is a mouthful, but I will tame him. Fudge.
Yeah, you probably don't want cursing.
Bruh, Rusty, you're adorable. Passengers always complain. They're like the YouTube comments section.
There are no small parts, only small engines.
Nelson, away!
Goodbye. Nah, no problem. I'll go from the top of the script that we were reading bit.
Oliver?
Hello.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Something troubling you?
No, nothing. I didn't mean to be so scattered.
Oliver, please. With me, you always have a trailer to leave on.
And I can lighten up things whenever you need.
Thank you both, but I'm fine.
Things will look up, Oliver. This new contract is one of our biggest yet. The future couldn't be brighter for us.
Listen up, I know you're far away. The hours won't pass faster anyway. My mind, it floats to you somehow. What I'd give for your touch right now. Late at night, I hold your souvenir. Handwritten notes throughout the years. It seems we've gone back in the past. I need something to hold that will last. And say that you'll meet me on the other side of the world. And say that you'll greet me. I'll never forget your words. Memories keep being made. I want you back in mine. These waters shouldn't stop us from being you and I. Today I saw a place that you'd adore. I'd want to tell you more and more that being here together would be my greatest wish. It's too bad teleportation doesn't yet exist, but I'll pretend that you're here anyway. It makes my mind wander to a better place. And say that you'll meet me on the other side of the world. And say that you'll greet me. I'll never you'll meet me on the other side of the world, and say that you'll greet me. I'll never forget your words. Memories keep being made. I want you back in mine. These waters shouldn't stop us from being you and I. Listen up, I know you're far away. The hours won't pass faster anyway. My mind, it floats to you somehow. What I'd give for your touch right now. Touch